Welcome to the Lakers Fast Break podcast. This is Gerald Glassford. I've done shows on Pop Culture Cosmos and also Inside Sports Fantasy Football. You hear those every single week. I've got a love for the Lakers, so I'm here to talk so much about the team and their prospects going forward. And with me today is an outstanding guest. He is the host of the Unapologetically Me podcast. You got to check it out today on SoundCloud on the One a Week channel. That's right, the number one a week channel on SoundCloud. It's a good man indeed, and he's here as a fellow Lakers fan. Purple and gold, baby. It's yes, Boomer Pearl.
I appreciate you having me on, man. I'm doing good. I'm excited to get into this. I live on the East Coast, so there's not too many people to talk Lakers with out here.
Laker fans are everywhere. I've seen Lakers jerseys all over the world. China, Philippines, anywhere you go, there's Lakers fans always somewhere embedded in there. I mean, you know, it's no reason to wonder why that they're one of the most popular franchises in all of sports with the greatness and the 16 world championships and all that. But before I get into anything as far as this season or anything of my fandom is concerned, I want to hear from you, Boomer, real quick. Your background with the Lakers, your love for them, and what are your hopes for this season for the Los Angeles Lakers?
So it's actually kind of a funny story how I became a fan. When I was younger, I didn't even like sports that much, but I would always root against the teams that my dad rooted for. So the first game I ever watched in basketball, and I don't even think I could comprehend like where the teams were from, it was the Nets and the Lakers in the championship. I want to say it was 2002, maybe 2001, one of those years.
I think it was the third of the three, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, or I can't remember. That was a while ago. But my dad was rooting for the Nets, and we're from Connecticut, so it made sense. And naturally, I started rooting for the Lakers, and I just picked them, and I've rolled with them all the way through. I know there's some people out there that say if you don't live in the area, you can't be a real fan, but I've stuck it out through the Smush Parker, Kwame Brown days, obviously every year since we won back in 2010, and we haven't been very good since. So I've been here since day one, essentially. So longer than most Lakers fans that are my age. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for this year. Even last year, there was a lot to be excited for with getting LeBron, but we definitely did not have a roster like this. And just as far as depth, and everything, this could be more talented than the teams that we won with back in 2010. So there's definitely a lot to be excited for.
Well, definitely Vegas shares your enthusiasm. They're one of the highest rated picks to go far and win the NBA championship this season. They're really much, along with the LA Clippers, the co-favorites coming out of Vegas right now as far as the odds are concerned. Obviously, getting Anthony Davis is a big coup for the Lakers. I've had a lot of issues lately with the current management structure and the decision-making that they've made. But, you know, when you go ahead and have a chance to get Anthony Davis, even if you have to overpay, you got to go get it to just get this opportunity. Now, mind you, there are several things, and we'll discuss this in future episodes as far as how they waited for Kawhi, what that cost them, the team that they have now that they've constructed currently, their weaknesses, their strengths. Those things we'll go over in future broadcasts. But I tell you what, my friend, the fact that they are looking like a, you know, health aside, if they're healthy, that just should be a playoff team regardless. And with any kind of luck or just a good matchup or two, they can really go far, including an NBA World Championship is a possibility for this team, the Los Angeles Lakers. And for me, that would be so satisfying to see them tie the Boston Celtics at 17 World Championships. Heck, I was born in Inglewood, California, actually 2 blocks away from the Los Angeles Forum. So that tells you right there, I was just like, it was my destiny to love the Los Angeles Lakers. So here in Vegas now, so many years later, I'm starting this podcast, something I've wanted to do for some time now that's centric and focused on Los Angeles Lakers, but also the NBA as well, because you cannot talk about the Lakers unless you have a full understanding of the NBA. But right now, Boomer, you and I are both excited because the prospects are there. There might be a little bit more tweaking that need to be made. We'll have to see during the course of the season, but definitely this is a great start for the Los Angeles Lakers, and fans do need to be excited for the season upcoming.
No doubt. You know, I'm sure the beginning of the season will definitely be getting everyone acclimated because this is a brand new roster. You know, a lot of these guys haven't played together. And like you said, injuries could play a role. To me, it comes down to consistency, really. We don't have the most consistent, greatest shooters. And obviously nowadays in the NBA, if you don't have 3-point shooting, you're probably not going to win. Defensively, you know, there's some guys that like to take off plays, but I liked what Anthony Davis said the other day about wanting to win defensive MVP and both him and LeBron making a All-NBA team. And, you know, if we could just keep both of those things consistent, there's no reason that we shouldn't be serious title contenders this year.
And before the season starts, I know you and myself, hopefully you'll be able to come back on many times during the course of the program, and also other guests. We will break down the Lakers roster one by one as far as, was this a good pickup? Was this someone that can really help the team? Or is this someone that maybe, you know, we're kind of regretting already as far as having on the team? We'll talk about that, including Dwight Howard, including the situation with Boogie Cousins, including whether or not Rajon Rondo should be on the team. Those are some hard questions a lot of people have been asking. Kyle Kuzma, is he ready to take that next step? Who is the number 3 on this team? Do the Lakers have enough on the roster to go all the way? I mean, these are all the major questions that we'll be talking about on the show over the course of time, not only in the weeks preceding the NBA season, but as it develops, we'll be giving you updates here right on the show. At Boomer, anytime you want to come on, you're going to go ahead and give us your thoughts on it, because actually you being on the East Coast, you have a different perspective on things because, you know, I don't want to say that East Coast bias, but all around you is that East Coast bias. So you'll be seeing things from a different perspective that I truly think that this show will benefit from, and I cannot thank you enough for being a part of it. Well, hey, you could just tell them, if anybody gives you smack on the Lakers that's out there, you can just tell them, hey, you're better than watching the Knicks at this point in time.
No doubt about that. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to try to get on a few more times. Like I said, I love talking about the team, and there's not a whole lot of people around here that feel that same enthusiasm. So,
well, I'll leave you with this, my friend, and I'll ask you one last thing. Is there any one particular player outside, of course, Anthony Davis and Mr. LeBron James, who are obviously the two marquee names and the two that have to stay healthy in order for the Lakers to get to that next level, to get into that championship mix, to get into the playoff hunt? Is there any one player that you point out exactly who needs to step up and become that number 3?
If there's going to be a guy, I don't think there's any question it's going to be Kuzma. You know, I think the biggest thing that was keeping him the last year, at least, obviously consistency with the jump shot. If he could just get that more consistent and just put a little more effort in on the defensive end, because there's no reason a young athletic guy like that can't be a good defender. He's an all-star. So I don't think there's any question that he, as long as he just gets a little more consistent with that jump shot, he's that number 3 guy.
Well, he's very creative on the offensive end. I mean, he's got those floaters, those jumpers, and all those little tricks that he goes ahead and puts up against more athletic, taller competition time in, time out. But Hugh hit it right on the head. 30% last year from the three-point line. That is not going to get it done. He needs to get it back up to what it was in his rookie season, which was 36%. If he does that or a little bit more, plus plays adequate defense, he can get to that all-star level indeed. Just an outstanding perception right there. Great analysis from you. And that's what we're looking for here on the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Boomer, I cannot thank you enough for stopping by. Just truly a pleasure. Again, I really want you to come on as much as you want to be a part of this program as much as you want. If anyone out there has any questions on the Lakers season that I can ask Boomer or any of the other guests that are coming on to the show, hey, let us know. We've got an email right there for you, LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com, or any one of the other outlets I go ahead and do things for, either the Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports, Humanic Media, OTG Basketball. You ask me that question, I'll make sure it gets answered from me, Boomer, or any one of the people that are coming onto the show in the future of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. But any last thoughts, man, on the way out?
No, just I appreciate you having me on. And like I said, I'm a busy guy, but I'll definitely try to be a somewhat regular guest over here.
Absolutely. I truly appreciate it. I do want to hear your insight as we go through the season, even before and during, because I'm expecting a big year from the Lakers. I know you are as well. And again, we just truly appreciate everyone listening to us this year right here on the Lakers Fast Break podcast.